What's going on, people? Welcome back. If you're tuning in, it's Pilgrims in the Earth. First and foremost, all praises be to the Most High. All glory and honor goes to the Most High, the Creator of all things. Second off, I appreciate y'all being, checking this video out. Again, I don't do it for no recognition. For my own self. I believe we're in very dire need of this information, these type of things, or information nowadays. Considering what time we're in, just sipping some green tea on this early morning. Um, yeah, man, I've been up all night, getting some work done. I meant to do this actually last night, but yeah, had a lot going on. But anyway, man, something was on my mind. The American Black Negro is an experiment or a government experiment. The American Black Negro is a government experiment. Now, when you think about experiments, you think about, something in a lab that a scientist created, right? That's exactly what it is. But when you look at black people or black culture or American black culture today, it's something that was created in a lab. You get what I'm saying? What you see before you, because this isn't our culture, our traditional culture from historically. We were very peaceful people. We were very self-sufficient people. But I think they've just like you see the Frankenstein. The Frankenstein was created in the lab, right? And it's the creator of this of this Frankenstein, excuse me. He created this. He was a very strong being, but this man had his mind. He created everything of him, to do whatever he wanted. And I think the American black people are a government experiment. When you look at the man, how the man is today, the man and the black woman, we fight, we argue, because there's a lack of respect between the two. At one point in time, you had the black woman. She had a lot of respect for her man because that was her provider, her protector. So what did they do? They took a lot of those opportunities away from the black man so that the black woman wouldn't respect that black man. You get what I'm saying? They spoon-fed us, made us dependent on the government. And they're very strategic with these things because, man, they do these type of studies on animals. Let's say rats. They call them lab rats. They will put them in a closed-in environment where they don't have enough space or they don't have enough food, and they will study how they react to those desperate situations. They'll even put them in water, have them swimming, and they'll jot it down on a piece of paper and record it. So yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. And what they do to the animals, then they'll do it on humans. The medical experiments, all these different things, how much we can withstand medically, a lot of tortures, and it's crazy if you actually knew what was going on in the world or what went on in the world. But yeah, man, it's like I said, you see the black man versus the black woman a lot today. So you had the welfare thing, you taking a black man out the home. Now you see the woman is surviving on her own. Put the black man down, lift the black woman up. So now you see, a kind of matriarch kind of system, which is set up to fail. It's set up for us to fail overall. But yeah, man, what you see is a government experiment gone wrong. In my experience, man, growing up in the hood, and I say this because we have like a crab in a bucket kind of like mentality. I remember being like 7, 8 years old, and I was in a rough neighborhood early on. You know what I'm saying? Grew up on the east side of Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of things. I was a very quiet kid, but I was very observant. I would be quiet and watch everything. But I remember I had a nice little bike. I think my pops had got it for me. But I had a brand new bike, and I remember 2 grown men running up on me, grabbing my bike. I'm like, hey, push me up, like, yeah, watch out. I'm like, man. So I was learning these things early on. Like, of course, in a moment, you don't. It's normal to you, but it's like, looking back on it, it's like, wow, a lot of things I remember. Gunshots, had to get on the floor because people shooting, all type of things, man. The way we treated each other, most of all, was horrible. The bully culture, and I'm not gonna say, because I teach my sons to be tough. I fight with them, strengthen them up. But man, I've seen people really get bullied, in these school systems, man. The way people treated each other, man, was horrible. But a lot of people we know from where we come from, who we call gangsters or savages or these type of guys, a lot of them weren't originally like that. A lot of them were made like that out of survival. Even me, to some degree, a lot of people, once you see people start to disrespect you, and then you come out of your egg, when you come out of your shell, and you start, because people where I'm from, they only respect violence. So then you start being more violent than the violent people, and you see the reaction to that. You're like, okay, this is how this goes, But they create these environments, and then they'll have Hollywood putting out movies to further promote this type of activity within our environments. For example, what do you have today? You have the drill music culture. The promotion of, I'm a rap. I'm gonna go do something to my opposition or my ops, and then I'm gonna rap about it. So it's further promoting the dysfunction of killing each other. Or you have the woman, I would call it prostitution rap. A lot of these women, they set up these women to be rappers, and they're downing black men, and they're promoting, receiving money for sex. You get what I'm saying? Or a whoredom lifestyle. So we're government experiments, because who's paying these people to promote these things? But yeah, man. In school it was a very, I don't want to say traumatic thing, but I would say, I learned early on, you're gonna have to prove yourself. By prove yourself, I mean physically, violently, all that. I've done it all as far as doing that. Not saying I've killed nobody or nothing like that, but yeah, everybody from where I'm from, if you went to a Detroit public school, you know what it is. You couldn't be no punk. And I'm sure as any black neighborhood or black city, you couldn't be no punk. That's in America. That's our normal culture. And I didn't know how dysfunctional it was until I started to get older and go to different places, because I lived in the hood and I lived in the suburbs. But yeah, man, it wasn't normal. So we were just surviving the dysfunction. So you might hear about Lil Jarrell. Lil Jarrell running around the neighborhood, he crazy. He doing all these crazy things, carrying guns to back then you would hear it was only a few guys that was like that. So you would hear about it. So now when Lil Jarrell wants something off of you, or he trying to punk you, you got to be more crazier than crazy Lil Jarrell. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of us were just surviving the dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a dog-eat-dog world where we from. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So we go through these dysfunctions so long, we don't trust. Every time somebody put their hand out, it's like a abused dog. I use the pit bull theory, pit bull in the cage theory. So you've been in a cage all your life. A pit bull that been in a cage all his life. All he knew was fight, fight, fight. His owner had him fighting. When he let him out the cage, he fights. He didn't put him back in the cage. So let's say when the humane resources, when they come to get the dog and save him from that situation, and they bring him to a nice home, you get what I'm saying, a nice family, all this dog know, he might even, he might play and jump around and lick the people, but soon enough he's gonna bite somebody. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, soon enough he's gonna end up biting somebody. Because of his survival tactics that he learned. It's all he knows. It's all he knows. And unfortunately, it's all we know. A lot of our people, unfortunately, can't be saved based on that mentality. A lot of us, we recognize the dysfunction and we try to better ourselves. We try to heal. But in order to heal, you have to come out of those environments. But yeah, it's very unfortunate. But yeah, that's what they call a crab in a bucket kind of mentality. You kind of pull one person down to get to the next. These were experiments done on us to make us the way we are today. But yeah, man. I even noticed, even going to school early, the flaunting culture. The flaunting. Oh, I'm better than you because I got on something nice. Oh, he got on fake Jordans. Oh, he got on this. He ain't got this. You know, in my school, you had to have a certain type of shoe to even be, respected, or they will talk bad about you, like dog, every day. Oh, he got on Payless shoes. Back then, it was Payless. It was a shoe store, that it wasn't popular. Let's just say the least. If you didn't have on Jordans, you didn't have on a famous basketball player's shoes, you didn't have Nikes, or, they would talk bad about you. Or what they ask you, like, what's those? You'd be like, I don't know, man, they just shoes, bro. Because my mom, and I give more honor and respect to my mom to this day, man, because I'm like this now. I don't care what kind of shoe it is. You know why? Because I got money. I try to have my money saved, and I got my bills paid, and I take care of my children. I don't care about no $150 pair of shoes. You get what I'm saying? But our mentality now is, we got to have that because we've been brought up, and that's been taught to us. So I remember I lived on one corner, and my best friend lived on the next corner. His mom, she bought them everything. So I would go to their house. They'd be like, oh, he got on some Payless shoes. I mean, literally down clowning me every day. To the point where I went to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I can't wear these. I'm getting mad at her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why I can't wear Jordans? You get what I'm saying? So I pressured her to the point where she like, all right, come on, because it became a problem, man. And this is crazy, but yeah, man. But to this day, when you look and see what came from that, you see these same people. They will go broke trying to impress because they're lacking something on the inside or empty void. So they try to impress people on the outside with something that looks good. You get what I'm saying? So now it's become a drug for them. The attention, the fitting in has become a drug. You get what I'm saying? If you don't have those Jordans, you don't got 10 pair of shoes in your closet for every day of the week, you feel like you less of a man or you less of a woman. That's how it is where I'm from. This is the dysfunction. This is the science experiment of the Negro. But yeah, and another thing that I noticed also with our culture, we're very unforgiving, man. Let's say if I felt like somebody done me wrong, or there was an offense. Let's say, let's just give an example. Let's say, and it could be the slightest thing. Let's say your children and my children, they have a argument. Matter of fact, I've seen this on a bus. I get this a real life example. So I was in elementary. I used to catch the yellow bus from school. They would all drop the kids off on the corner. Mind you, this is elementary school. So regular old day in the black culture, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you had kids on the bus. Words go back and forth. Oh, whatever, I can get somebody to do this to you. Get somebody to do that to you. So they was having an argument or a disagreement. So words are going back and forth. Mind you, again, this is elementary school. So words go back and forth. Oh yeah, I can get my cousin to do this. Well, I get my cousin to do that. But anyway, man, so I get off the bus. We all get off the bus. I head home. I ain't think nothing else of it. I'm sitting on my porch, probably eating some hot Cheetos or something, black culture. But yeah, so I'm eating hot Cheetos and I see a group of people coming from this way. It look like a mob of people and a mob of people coming from this way. And they got weapons, they all fighting in front of my house. You know what I'm saying? All for this one situation. this one situation that happened between two children in elementary school. But it's like at some point, and I did a video, black culture. I forgot what I had named it. I can't think of that right now. But I did has black culture been hijacked? I did a video on that because back in the day, and this was when I was young, so this is the environment that I'm growing up in. But I know back in the day, and even when I was young, there was a sense of, because now they probably would have just shot it out. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, normally you would have a parent go talk to another parent. You get what I'm saying? You would have some sensible grown-ups around that has some type of wisdom or elders who would solve the incident. And mind you, again, this was elementary school. Elementary school, we eating glue, bro. We eating Play-Doh, sniffing glue. We doing little kid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, nobody's thinking about getting that get back on somebody. But that's our culture, bro. That's our culture. And yeah, it's like a dog eat dog. Or only the strong survive, man. And I learned that from elementary school. You get what I'm saying? So you don't let nobody take your snack. You a punk. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that all those were teaching moments. So I think about middle school. I was like, okay, it's up, man. Whoever I can walk into a new school because I used to get into a lot of situations. So I went to a lot of schools. But I'm like, when I go to a new school, this is all I know. So I moved from the hood. Excuse me, y'all. I moved from the hood to the suburbs, and any disagreement, you know what I'm saying? I get, and then I get suspended for these situations of fighting or being aggressively violent with somebody because they did something, and they call me in the office like, why would you do that? We don't do that out here, So I had to go through that whole transition and realizing like, the environments are different, where we come from, there's a whole world. It's a different world of understanding a whole different law. You get what I'm saying? So that's not how they carried themselves out there. So, that was a hard thing for me to transition into, but it gave me understanding. You get what I'm saying, of how different cultures live. Because again, the American black is a government experiment. But yeah, man. So basically, off of that example, I'm showing like there's no common like middle ground. We haven't, like, a lot of our elders or our grandmothers. I've never seen a grandfather. One of my real grandfathers, all of them passed away or just But when I was younger, it was the grandmothers. They were the voice of reasoning for the family. So there was nobody to make situations peaceful or bring peace to two incidents. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Now that I look back at it, and me living in another different country, it's like I see the way that they handle things. You know what I'm saying? If they get into a situation, even today, they'll handle it. They'll bring the two men together. Hey, man, y'all talk that out, or the elders come together. Hey, we pull out that cell phone. You get what I'm saying? And now I think that it's more so reflected. Black culture is more so reflected on America because, like I said before, black people, we are influential to the world, not only to the world, but to the rest of the people in America. So now you see that type of activity being displayed everywhere. But but yeah, living overseas now, I realize a lot of people tell me like, just regular people, hey man, come hang out. They find us intriguing being from America. They show a lot of love, and I'll be thinking it's a setup. I'm still messed up to this day because of that. You know what I'm saying? It's the love. I can't receive genuine love because I'm always thinking it's an ulterior motive going on, or it's not genuine, or something else has to be to it. But that's how America has, that's how it's socially programmed me. But yeah, man, it's crazy, and also dealing with family members, relationships, you know, all different type of things. And I'm gonna get into this more so in Insatiable Lust Part Two, basically showing how you know, our relationships are affected. But a lot of my family, a lot of our families, you know, just think about people that have problems with their mothers. They don't talk to their mothers for 10 plus years. I've never heard of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't forgive in our culture. You get what I'm saying? We show a lot of hate, man. But you know, even in our, you know, our everyday relationships, a person can do one small thing to you. It can turn to violence. If it don't turn to violence, you don't even want to talk to them anymore. You know, and it's this competitiveness, the competitiveness. I gotta look better than, you know. You give a black person $1 billion, he's gonna move out of that neighborhood and he's gonna look better than you on the other side. You get what I'm saying? We don't want to build and unite together. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of these things have just been, you know, they've been socially programmed into our mental, man. And I just wanted to bring awareness to that today. I know this was a real short video. I really didn't want to get into the in depth, but I wanted to drop something for the people, you know what I'm saying, that put something on your mind on this Friday. But anyway, man, pilgrims in the earth, y'all stay safe, man. Stay prayed up. All right.